The Time Machine is a groundbreaking science fiction novel by H.G. Wells, first published in 1895. It is one of the earliest works to introduce the concept of time travel through a machine, a theme that has since become a staple in science fiction. The story revolves around an unnamed protagonist referred to as the Time Traveler, who constructs a machine that allows him to travel through time. Here's a summary of the novel, The Invention of the Time Machine. The novel opens with the time traveler hosting a dinner party for a group of friends and colleagues at his home in London. He presents to them the concept of time as a fourth dimension, one that can be traversed like space if the proper tools are used. Skeptical of his claims, the guests listen as the time traveler explains his invention, the time machine, a device capable of moving through time. After this introduction, the time traveler decides to prove his invention's effectiveness by embarking on a journey through time. The following night, he sets off on a trip into the future, leaving behind a world of Victorian England to explore what awaits humanity. Journey to the future. The time traveler accelerates through time, watching the rapid changes in the environment around him. As centuries flash by, he witnesses the rise and fall of civilizations, changes in landscapes, and drastic shifts in the weather. Eventually, he decides to stop in the year 802,701 AD, where he encounters a strange, idyllic world populated by a race of small, delicate beings known as the Eloi. The Eloi live in a utopian society on the surface of the earth, but they seem unintelligent and docile. The time traveler initially believes that they are the descendants of humanity, evolved into a peaceful state, free from strife and hardship. However, he quickly realizes that something is amiss. The Eloi appear to lack curiosity, ambition, and even basic survival skills. The Morlocks and the dark side of the future. As the time traveler continues to explore, he uncovers the darker truth of this future world. Below the surface, in deep, dark tunnels, live the Morlocks, a monstrous, nocturnal species. The Morlocks are the true controllers of the world, tending to machinery and maintaining the infrastructure that supports the Eloi's seemingly carefree existence. It becomes clear that the Eloi and Morlocks are the result of centuries of social division. The Eloi are the descendants of the aristocratic classes, who lived in luxury and comfort, while the Morlocks evolved from the working class, who toiled in factories and lived underground. Over time, the Eloi became weak and dependent, while the Morlocks grew stronger and more cunning. The time traveler also learns that the Morlocks prey on the Eloi, using them as a source of food. This horrific realization highlights the consequences of extreme social inequality, which Wells uses as a metaphor for the dangers of unchecked class division in his own society. Escape and further into the future. At this point, the time traveler discovers that the Morlocks have taken his time machine and hidden it in one of their underground chambers. He must navigate the dangerous tunnels to retrieve it while avoiding the Morlocks, who have begun to pursue him. After a tense and perilous struggle, he manages to escape and recovers the machine. Rather than immediately returning to his own time, the time traveler decides to venture even further into the future. He travels millions of years ahead, where he witnesses the gradual decline of life on Earth. The sun grows colder and dimmer, the seas recede, and the planet becomes a barren, desolate wasteland. He encounters strange, crab-like creatures and other bizarre life forms struggling to survive in this dying world. This glimpse into the distant future is bleak and unsettling. Returned to the present, shaken by his experiences, the time traveler finally returns to his own time, arriving just a few hours after he originally left. Exhausted and traumatized, he recounts his adventures to the same group of friends he had entertained earlier.